Hi everybody! I had a really interesting question come through Patreon. It's about COVID-19. I'm going to go ahead and just read this awesome question here and relax, and we'll see what wisdom comes forward. I'm actually really excited to see what wisdom comes forward here. It's a really great question. Okay, it says, I watched your recent video on Trump and the discussion involving the need to let go of being protective of oneself and trust the universe. I have seen this teaching previously, I believe in the Seth materials years ago. So, some observations. The human body is designed with certain protective systems built in. Immune system, for instance. Will those types of bodily systems not exist after the shift, since they appear to reflect a 3D type energy? Interesting. Also, it is interesting to note that the immune system seems to be what is killing some of the people who get COVID-19, and what is referred to as a cytokine storm. The system meant to protect the body is killing it. I wonder if this is an issue of achieving a certain protective balance, i.e., not too much protective energy and not too little. Like Goldilocks, find the porridge, protective action that is just right. Okay. I love the Goldilocks reference at the end there. Okay, I'm just absorbing all of this in. Okay. It's a good question because we're looking at the 3D, as you say, where we have measures, biological measures put in place. Protection is an essential part of having a physical body. Immune system protects us from diseases, viruses, right? So we also have fight or flight. That's sort of adrenaline protection, right? So that we can move it or react really quickly when something of an extreme measure is taking place. So in a 5D reality, 5D is like heavenly reality, an ascension to somewhere better, energetically wonderful. So would we need an immune system? Would we need that type of protection? Because if we're in a 5D reality, what do we need protection from? Because everything's already in harmony, right? Would we even have a physical body in a 5D reality? So if we don't have a physical body in a 5D reality, then we wouldn't really need an immune system. So it's interesting to think about these things. But, all right, my guides are just wanting me to double check. Let's take a quick peek one more time here. Because of what you said at the end about the immune system. So protection then is this thing that is killing some people with COVID-19, i.e. the immune system. That's so interesting. Okay. Okay, they're showing me what is like, I'm going to describe this as a flower, but there's about 13 people that are standing in a circle, and they each represent a different petal. Then there's this center circle. I don't know what it's sort of like a really short table, but it doesn't have any legs. It's just one piece, and it's round. It's like the center of a flower. Now there's all of this energy that is saying, this and this and this and this, and there's all these different reactions going on, extreme all the way to mild to neutral. There's all these reactions going on. So we're taking this conversation away from the whole concept of the physicality, the human, because energy is a whole different topic. How does energy and what we can learn and how we can work with energy, how can that change our relationship with the functionality of our physical body, the functionality of our reactions to things? So for instance, instead of running away from a tiger pouncing and about to bite our head off, we can actually psychically connect with the tiger and neutralize its response to us, which means we don't need protection. We don't need fight or flight anymore. And it doesn't matter whether we have an immune system or not, because we just allow our body to function as it is meant to. And we work with energy in order to manifest a more harmonic inner body and outer expression and harmonic society. So it's like an integration of 3D and 5D with energy and evolution, away from the old ways that we have been working with relationships, with fear. Because we're evolving out of fear. And once we revolve out of fear, whether you want to call it 3D, 5D, or evolution, we're working with a different set of rules, a different set of self-expression, a different set of relationship with love that is new to our history as we know it, our collective expressions as we know it. And I see these 13 beings as almost like representing each facet of, it's like a faction of human identity. As though there could be 13 factions of human responses going on with COVID. And this, I don't know, is there 13 ascended masters? I don't know why, but I'm thinking of like 13 higher beings. And there's factions of consciousness that souls that fit into that faction are working through. And I hate simplifying our reality because it's so much more complex than 13, but I have to work with what they're showing me. So 13 factions. And some of us fall into neutral, some of us fall into extremes. We're working through different aspects of this collective cycle. But what's beautiful is, so you take one of these beings and there's a thread of many voices. And as these voices sort of, it's like circulate around and around and around and around and around, all the way up the ladder reaches this being, the higher consciousness, representing the faction, it reaches pure love. Pure love. And then pure love, it's like the higher self of the faction, sends ideas and support in order to help every single voice that's going through that personal experience. And every single one is helping all of those on the string bean of connection. Lots of beans in that pod. And something to do with these 13 help to bring it all into balance. And to help, it's like taking 13 triangles and putting it together into the perfect pizza pie, you know? It all creates a wholeness, an interconnectedness between 13 very different types of experiences. Again, I hate to simplify it down to 13, but it's going to help us get an understanding. And these 13 are holding the ground as well, because they don't budge. And they aren't going to just make it easy either. They're going to continue to send ideas through that circulation of expressions connected to that one. And it's not going to budge for anybody. It has to follow through with its identity or its role or purpose. It just continues to send the love on down the line. But what's interesting is this love reaches every identity in that collective faction. And all the identities in all the 13 collective factions are all circulating together into the most perfect pizza pie. That's what they're showing me is going on right now with this COVID-19. And that's why we have to allow the space for all the different factions to have their unique reactions and their unique learning associated with this event. Because it's all perfect. It makes the perfect pizza pie. And nobody is truly right or truly wrong. Because all this is about is working through our relationship with the experience. So it's taking it away from COVID-19 this humanistic situation and then transforming it into, it's all about the experience. Whether we want to label it COVID-19 or theft or death or whatever chaos, it's all about the experience. So we can't blame COVID-19, we can't blame whatever. We just allow ourselves to learn from this moment and from the next moment and then the next moment and then the next moment from that. And that's how we start to circulate up the ladder of love. They show me this is complicated about time because in a version of time, we are leagues away from a total ascension. Another version of time, it's already happened, okay? It's becoming aware of the new reality, and how long is that going to take for us to catch up with the reality that any of these memories that we're still holding on to, and we're still feeling the trauma of what happened 10 years ago, and we're still full of hate, or we're still full of confusion or loss or sadness or grief, all of that stuff doesn't exist in this new reality. But because we have memories, now we're still kind of 1 foot in the past and 1 foot in the now. We're just still trying to catch up with the shift. It can take as long as it wants. But again, in conjunction with your question, will we need the immune system as we transition? What's the biology of the human body going to look like? Is that really what matters most? Or the whole concept that we become more tuned into what it is to be in balance? Tuned into what it is to be truly connected with the animals, with the COVID-19 virus, which also has a consciousness. We can talk to COVID-19. We can talk to our immune systems. We can talk to our bodies. School doesn't teach you this stuff. It's really important that we know math. Well, it is, but it's really important that we know about how to communicate with our bodies. How to actually hear our inner voice and understand what in the world it is saying and why is it saying that and how do we work with our emotions. Psychically work with them. Start to expand into the reality that we have many senses. Yeah, we can feel and we can see, but we can see beyond. We can feel beyond. We can work with sensitivity and we can expand and grow that sensitivity into an extraordinary awareness. People won't be able to hide anymore. We're completely exposed to each other and the wounds are out there. And the choices we've made in every single moment of our life and past lives and future lives are out there. And nobody has to hide anymore. Because all there is love and support and extraordinary understanding and a longing to get past all this. No more karma, no more revenge, no more holding on to the past. We're free. We're free anytime. All we have to say is, I'm free. And I welcome the ascended masters, these 13 higher beings, my higher self, God source, whoever you want to call upon, as a representative of pure unconditional love. Fill me with a wisdom and awareness that it's okay now for me to let go. Teach me how to let go. Teach me how to evolve into this reality that I've already shifted. I've already transitioned. I don't have to hold on to all the old pain anymore. I'm free. Teach me how to develop these other sensory skills. I'm ready to grow and expand beyond this 3D human, full of fear and uncertainty, and stand in strength and confidence, self-awareness, physically and spiritually, infinitely connected, interdimensionally connected. Okay, that's the message. Pretty cool. Really good question. Thank you for asking me that question. All right, everybody. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Give it a like if you like it. Share it. Okay, just coming back to my senses here. Have a beautiful day, everybody.